Hello, good evening. Nan nak dam cha chu halai lai pa ku zung. Tu zan lei Thawngpang kam chim halai. Pathian ni chan tha kam pek chan sung loi. Ton nak chan tha kam hu boi pa cho tha ka te. Chun tlak nan tlon nan le nak ka zai kho dan nan ro cheun ha. Nen thilung ha nu mo phum phun nin. Ya thin har dang na nan nei mo. Ma pu kha thin har nak na nei a chun ke thin har nak nei lo ding khen kho khan lai re ding cho. Tiêu cho nên cho Thawngpang update thar kan the bika kam chim halai Iran le US ikado na kong kha abikin kam chon halai nan chan sung loi tan the nam ka zau ton cha han thank you box e tu jan le cho Thawngpang update thar kan the bika ka ban de lo lai Back you now watching this go number 1 good evening tulio cho US ikado na kong le US le Iran kalak jo US le ne tu kalak US ram chong di party le R party kalak ma pol kha kam chim na le the Thawngpang update thar ti kha kan chim na la di party ni Donald Trump cho zai ma to kho mim lo achimi pa kha man to kho lo atwa Iran ni nuclear power anai deng mang chang ti kha se ma por kha kam chim na la je di party cho setan party ka ti kha setan tum pi mana akiki sari nu por sa cho akiki riet nei ma por khan se ke internet la he to pala ma slo pala zan le cho high speaking kam to ti ka han slo pala mong so se lo Thawngpang le kam chim na lai tu le cho tattoo da se mi cho heram so kan tlak lai an ti la cái mà bây giờ ta lại lo đang bỏ cho đi party hết thế anh ta lại cho sung à chân cái gì là nu hiện anh ta điều là anh ta arang điều lại heram anh này vác cái ta đinh nên sẽ lại cho heram lại van ram Republican Party cho van chung cái đinh cái sẽ đi party cho heram sung à đinh sẽ lại nu bỏ cho thế anh tạc mà khăn du sa thì tạc lo gì anh tạc lại gì rồi chứ anh hol tuk anh dài tuk mà rồi khăn cái chụp linh bạc tạc anh tạc lại mà sẽ tu liu hi balai chung pu pini chuambik mi pakhacho US ram he zaida alo Iran le US ikado na kha zaidna asti lai ti kha ma pol kha kam chon halai tulio cho Iran le US kalak ma Iran le US kalak a he an thop mi pon ha an chimi kha ma pol kha kam chin halai te atu he Iran ni bia pakhat achimi cho Israel ni zegiti lai kado nak he Hezbollah nak mun pon ha chân adang nang pon ha aka pyang ko ri sia chân kan ka do na khe arok kho ti ka se ka do na khe arok kho tu sa ka do na khe zeirong a da ti sia chân kan tu mi thila Israel hi don is tham ne afford ko lai tu sa chân ka do na khe adai lo ti se ne Benjamin Netanyahu hu ne Hezbollah ommi le Iran nuclear power slawen maka hen gas plant pon ha adang pon ha ma hi Trump le Iran dei nang ansera hen Israel ni red line kha apya win ha se ma hi Hezbollah omna pon ha kha maka hi Israel ni rally nang apek nai te ma rally nang apek mi chu Israel na ka apek na dau peng ko sia chen kan ro pek di lai ti ka se cho zai man nai lo ding kan tu lai ti ka se ma asitika Iran ni ai thobe e ti mi chu Israel ni Hezbollah na mun pon ha rocket fire pon ha Benjamin Netanyahu ni rally nang apek ko e aka ko sia chen ti aka ko sia chen zai ti lai ma deal hi arok kho di se deal hi arok kho ti khas le ma ka zon ti akhan tham ne ti mi chu ma deal kong a hen Israel a sign lo Israel a sign lo ti khase Israel a sign lo cha chin Israel kong le Israel US le Iran kong ha apit le lo ti khase be le arok ti hamo tham ne ti mi chu arok bak sia chen arok zan a Iran chu kan thut lai ti khase ko ma pol kha kam chim ha lai tuan ko we tu tan chu se tuan ti tu dan le chu karai te tuan ra jong he athanak pam pi me chu ma kha kam pi tin tha lai te atu chu Iran an ka na kong kam zom ha sa lai Iran ka he te Iran he arak thi deng mang ta tak se ati thai lo long khatang
history. From the strike that took out Qasem Soleimani. Iran has been a threat to the United States and the free world for 47 years. Chants of death to America, targeting our people, killing Americans, lying and blackmailing their way toward a nuclear weapon, so they thought. No longer. Not on our watch. Other presidents marked time and kicked the can down the road. President Trump made history.
Mai Iran ni hen thauchar nak ra kan tua atu alamang kumsom li kumsari chung Israel he sorry US he tha non nak le thauchar nak kha arak tu apang kumsom li kumsari chung chu chung a chun adang president chun to khalo US president Donald Trump ni chun tuambia thar kha atil kha si tiati.
From the strike that took out Qasem Soleimani to tearing up the disastrous Obama.
Ma he Iran ye an leader arsimi Soleimani kha ma kha Trump ni rakha
Iran deal to the precision campaign that obliterated Iran's nuclear sites in Operation Midnight Hammer to the decisive military victory we just achieved in Operation Epic Fury.
Ma ka Epic Fury ti mi ral tukra daw naka kamakal chulhan a Iran he minna hembor ti zan tim so bolin kanak de chu nuclear power na pul ka kan tho pya di na ka se abi ka sauti ka ti toy di ukun lak le te.
One of our combatant commands, Central Command, CENTCOM, using less than 10% of America's total combat power, dismantled one of the world's largest
US thazang vialti chu atu he ahong ke thandi chang
militaries. The world's leading state sponsor of terrorism proved utterly incapable of defending itself, its people, or its territory. We untied just a fraction of
Mahi kan ram le kami phun cha chin kama e nak chiu kha kan to mi chu se
laid out from day one. Iran's navy is at the bottom of the sea. Whether
Mahi Iran Navy Iran e tira ka pol ha chu baram the sea raditani ya kan chedin ha kan tha din ha ti ka se
whether it's the Soleimani class, their frigate class, their prized drone aircraft carriers, submarines, mine layers, sunk.
Maga ai ti mi chu drone in the thiam chon nak anei mi le chun bom han in a thiam chon nak anei mi le drone e ka na pol ha adang dak pol ha thiam pol ha ka ma bil ti kha raditani ya kan chedin ha.
Iran's air force has been wiped out.
Iran Air Force ma chu adi lakan ka thopya ni ha.
Iran no longer has an air defense, any sort of a comprehensive air defense system. We own their skies.
Mahi Iran ni air defense system pakam han nei tilaw. Ma air defense pakam han nei tilaw Iran achung van bial ti chu kamani kan control di.
Their missile program is functionally destroyed. Launchers, production facilities, and existing stockpiles.
Mahi missile antu nak le an nei mi chu kan thopyak din ha kha ase.
Depleted and decimated. And almost completely ineffective. Iran shot hundreds and hundreds of missiles and one-way attack drones at our aircraft carrier. They were obsessed with it, and they never got even close. Every single one of those shots easily shot down miles and miles away from the Abe Lincoln.
Ma hai Iran ni drone in ser mi missile kha apor mi verti ka ma kha kan tho di deng mang ma kha drone kha ai por mi ka missile pun ha si ma kha azul le pi ma por kha tla kan ka lamang kha se tam takin aka bi kha asi.
They were blowing ammo into Fantasyland. Contrast that with, most significantly, in last night's wave of more than 800 strikes, we finished completely destroying Iran's defense industrial base.
Zahana kan 800 puitin mi zariet kha zahana kan liman ma zariet kha kanatim tu mi vialte kha zahan akan ka ke sikfire antual handeu te kha ma e kahdaihnak antual handeu te kha ma kha anlim ti man ka se
Base, a core pillar of our mission objective. What little they have left buried in bunkers is all they will have. They can still shoot, we know that. Their command and control is so decimated they can't really talk and coordinate, so they still may shoot here and there, but that would be very, very unwise.
ma he a siap thil zai ma za cha an nei ko ri na thiap thil zai tu ma zat an nei mi pul ha ka ma ka ke lam ha pi ka na ma pul ha ka ani jo ka ite kiat than ko ti lo mi za single shot ka an nei mi se boy kha ka ite kiat than ko ti lo mi ma pul kha am ha mi je se in ka man pe tha lai.
But they can no longer build missiles, build rockets, build launchers, or build UAVs. Their factories have been razed to the ground.
Ma he atu he chance how pi rocket la missile just UAV moto pon ha dang pon ha ka answer ko ti lo zero antigen ka ma ka kan tho pyak di anai mi kha balai tang an chip mi long kha atang ma sa ko leng kha an chuak am ti lo.
Set back in historic fashion. You see, had Iran refused our terms, the next targets would have been their power plants, their bridges, and oil and energy infrastructure. Targets they could not defend and could not realistically rebuild. It would have taken them decades, and we were locked and loaded.
Ma he atu kan tim tu mi kan ka ri lo mi kan tim tu mi pakha chu electric power la as a talam ma chen anai mi se theory e anai mi se jong e company an ma mi bo vel ti le ma kha oil gas serna company vel ti kha ma bi ti kha ka e ro di kan ti ma kan ka e kan ro di a chite dia than ko la se than ko ahar tuk chang mi kha ase chu Iran cha chen kho chi mui ba kha sliding ka se
They couldn't defend against it.
ma he beng kho na tha jang pa kha nei ti lo.
President Trump had the power to cripple Iran's entire economy in minutes. But he chose mercy. He spared those targets because Iran accepted the ceasefire under overwhelming pressure.
Ma he chan tlom pal ti long ai du mi a Donald Trump ni hen kahdaihnak kan tu lai anti mi a khan o ase ko tia ngai thiam nak lung saw nak he a chol han ha ka se chu chol hang ha la sa lo Iran pi hi zahan a khan arok di ting ka se chu zon ro dot na mercy ma kha anei mi kha ase Trump ni hen.
The new Iranian regime understood that a deal was far better than the fate that awaited them. This new regime just happened to look at what happened to their predecessors.
Ani an cha chen ke ilerul nang nang a tha dium chu deal e na tlang na to kha an cha tha dium mi si jong kan thai a tha jong tha diu phone ne a phiang lo phone ka ban lan tak thuma lai te.
The Supreme National Security Council Secretary, dead. The previous Iranian Supreme Leader, dead. The
Iranian Supreme Leader Supreme Leader kha makha kan tha.
National Security Council Secretary, dead.
National Security Council in Paka, Mak Alubi Pakanta.
The Supreme Leader Office Advisor.
May Supreme Leader Office Advisor Atuami Paka, Makanta.
Dead. The Supreme Leader Military Office Chief.
May Supreme Leader Office Chief Atuami Ka, Makanta.
Dead. The Defense Minister, no longer with us.
My Defense Minister here, Atu Kuka Gantelo. Atol Zong Tilo, Tiati. Maka, Atila Nuntu Gantelo.
The IRGC Commander, dead.
IRGC Commander here, Alubik Pahi Kanta.
The Armed Forces General Staff Commander, dead.
Mahe Rakabli in Armed Force Chief Commander Ka Makakanta.
The Intelligence Minister, dead.
Mahe Intelligence Minister Yatuami Paka Maka Ati. Near Tai to Lemu.
The IRGC Navy Commander, no longer here.
IRGC Lutai Big Paka. Atuhi Nakantelo. Kuika Atuhi Atoltilo.
The IRGC Intel Chief, dead.
Mahe IRGC Intasi Alubik Paka Maka Ati Kanta.
I skipped over a bunch and I could go on and on.
Mahe ke Amilupika Red Toma Stampi Atampianum. Sna skip lie, Kakalan tak lie. Ma Alubik Pon Hakan Tami Polkasim lie. Maka Tami Pon Haite, at one Tami Pon Hai, Alutai tin Somruk Lepli Hons. Somruk Lepli Hons lete. Tokmanolo Atua Koram Pumpi, me all high. Zomin Luin Tibet okay. Alutai long tea, Bakamanung Somruk Lepli ta. Maka Karo Harso, Mahikalo, Tachunakam Lavimo, and then Lung Piending, I can't do upon Lung Piending, I say.
And on, to include the new so-called new Supreme Leader wounded and disfigured.
My Supreme Leader Antintarmika, Atuhi, Maapui, Alung Pimtilo, Solkotilo.
This new regime was out of options and out of time, so they cut a deal.
My Rabtar Le ke Sertarmi Rama Atuhi Iran he Kankalpilai.
They know this agreement means that they will never, ever possess a nuclear weapon.
Alung Piami Pakajo Irani hen Sikpai Antuami Alung Piam just Zaitik Chanmana. Nuclear power akan satar Kotialoti here. Antai Kobu deal ka Antuamise. Kadam Huitim Big Mi Pakajo nuclear hen Nain Hasati Kantuami Kase.
Under the terms, any nuclear material they should have will be removed. Any material, they should not have will be removed. Right now, their dust is deeply buried and watched 24/7 overhead. The president has been clear from the beginning there will be no Iranian nuclear weapon.
Mahe Iran in nuclear Siamtil Anay na halawding cha kan tuak mi sia. Theory answer Jimmy Vieti Zonka Ma Zonka. Kan theory halai kan ho ji check like kase.
Period. Full stop. Other presidents said it. President Trump did it.
Mahe atua chen full stop ti jo aditer ti kase. Di bak sim og mloka adi bak ma pina kan tu hi. Ram thar sarding hin Iran he tu hi tim to na ka nei kase.
To Iranian terror, especially those brave troops killed by Iranian-made roadside bombs in Iraq that my generation knows so well.
Ma tiang kam solo adang chimpa ka ngai thalte. Iran hin Zuyesara ka tam tak thala ma ha.
A direction to accomplish 3 distinct military objectives: destroy Iran's ballistic missile and drone capabilities, destroy the Iranian Navy, and destroy their defense industrial base to ensure that Iran cannot reconstitute the ability to project power outside their borders. Over the course of 38 days of major combat operation, the joint force achieved the military objectives as defined by the president.
Mahe Iran ne Siam Chel Salmi Vil, they can throw the Mahe ral tuk rai do na kan ni som thum le ni ri kan kal mi chunga khan atu hi mai kan kal e teina kan chau kha se Donald Trump chan na te atu ban tu kan teina kan chau hi kharo har ta tak hin thil achang mi chu ase chu Iran hi zaitik mana isa thang khoti loading diarm hun tiang kam phak tare adi dong kha ase ti se
We welcome the ongoing ceasefire, and as the Secretary said, we hope that Iran chooses a lasting peace. But as Secretary Hegseth said, let us be clear, a ceasefire is a pause, and the joint force remains ready, if ordered or called upon, to resume combat operations with the same speed and precision as we've demonstrated over the last 38 days, and we hope that that is not the case.
Ma he an team to big me cho welcome ceasefire ka kahdaihnak nan chau hlang mi chunga kan alom chu chunga chen atu hi ral tuk rai do nak he kan din tar chungri lai sina betin ma he arok sol se chen pe zol in ka chol ding chen nuclear power an sel nak vel te kha ma kha lun ho e ra kap ni lun ho e ma kha zo phel di ding chu pol chu sala e atu hi tham ni inka ikhar khomen biro ana kan in halai ti kha ati bin se
Me offer the options that I must with the associated risks to the Secretary and to the President. They are the hardest working people that I know, and I am deeply grateful for their service. Most importantly today, I want to thank America's members of the Joint Force who've poured everything that they can into Operation Epic Fury, and their families who've worked 24 hours a day for 38 days. The Secretary and I could not be more proud of each and every one of you. And we deeply appreciate the support of the American people, who we know always have us in our thoughts and prayers. And we can feel this literally every single day. As the Secretary said, the United States has devastated the regime's ability to harm Americans and our interests for years to come. Since the beginning of major combat operations, the United States Joint Force has struck more than 13,000 targets, including
Mahe Jesra me atui Ral tuk rado na tua mi chung a khan Nandi laken Ral tuk rado nak cha ramle mi pcha diar mi belte ni som tum le ni riat ral tuk rado nak tha chang a chomi belte Nandi la chunga kanalom chunza ni simlam lai ni chung rian tuan in he nun nak pe ken kalmi le an hu le in tha kan cham pyak tu Nandi la chunga lom nak tam pi nei chen nun nak ape mi manung plai thong kan phial na lai lo tuam bia chunga nan na chel chang lai arong bi chu Iran ral chu adi chang ti kha se Iran ral chu namma nun nak pyak mi thong atu he mai kal e atu hi dei na rem nak le kan kal pi ka se sina be ti tu hi adi ti kho se ri lo chu si ko atu Iran ral tuk radau na kan to mi chunga kan ro mi pon ha chu
operations, the United States Joint Force has struck more than 13,000 targets, including
ma he GS ni kan tim to mi he 13,000 thong hai thum hui tim mi thong hai thum e kan ka mi chu se
in that 13,000, more than 4,000 dynamic targets that popped up on the battlefield and were immediately addressed, thanks to the exceptional command and control.
Ma he kan tim to mi ya thong hai thum khon hu a thong li adang dang pon ha ba pi mi mun pon ha tu he ka kha se Iran ka mi he te kharo har ase chulong slo kan to mi thilbel te he valai chungra kap a haumen ni anto kholomi kan to kho
Control system and intelligence, acumen and agility of our joint force. CENTCOM forces destroyed approximately 80% of Iran's air defense systems, striking more than 1,500 air defense targets, more than 450 ballistic missile storage facilities.
Ma he an tho mi bel te ka se Iran kan tho mi he 84% he adi la kan tho mi se missile le ika nak adi even nak ting pulna an che mi bel te tel chi di kan se
800 one-way attack drones storage facilities. All of these systems are gone.
Ma he 800 one way ti jo ke azuang le long a hong zuang mi ma mun ma pol kha atu kan tho di kha se che cho atu cho adi chang
We've devastated Iran's command and control and logistical networks, destroying more than 2,000 command and control nodes and degrading their ability to target U.S. and friendly forces. It is, and we know this, incredibly frustrating right now to be a lower-level Iranian commander trying to fight your fight.
Matiang Kavin Salo Atuhi, Iran ni Aka Mi Chunga, US ni Ganho Bibia, Tehe, Karo Har Tilase. So, Ma Hisi Atulio Iran kahdaihnak kan tim to mila kan ka mi chunga omicho Iran hizetik mana nuclear power naiti hase ti hase. Cho kam huitim man to kan Trump heni hen atu cho alhotling ten kan to President ni anak chim lemang campaign to naka Iran hizetik mana nuclear power anayalo ti kha anak ti sina ahom han en to ngam taklo Trump long ni he to ngam ti se Trump long ni he to ngam churong a jan Trump he atu lewa di party ni en khot bik mi kase ma kasi Iran he atu he dei naram na he abang kalpi laite ma dei naram na ang kalpi mi chunga arok sol asia jenti arok sol jangka en thotol ding chucha chen atu hi ral tuk da dau na ke dei naram na ka sarmi he ma belte he arok loading a ba pi tak mi chu ase yes ni chu zaitik champo ready te in siam thel kan che di chang chen zaitik champo ka ding le tu ding kha kan tu di chang mi chu se Iran ma Iran ram hente maka he atua hen ni somli chung a kan tha min ha pon ha ti se tham ni mo pori dei Trump le atang ti pon ha ni kan tha mi pon ha ma he istame ikan soimi chu 700 billion in kan an lu kan thap min ha an si ti 700 billion mo ma sele atu hi ma bil te kan tha di jang ha e ma pakhat long he anong ti se ma pakhat long he nong e ma pakhat he Israel ni nge thai tuan che mi si ti se ma kong he ka vendo thla deu a asale Iran ma bil te ral ka pi lu tai bil te an tha kho nang arong bi chu ma pa he si ti se sana ma he nge thai tu si ti jo ha mani tu tiang an chim lo le ze ro a chen ama safety kha ab pi mi esalai nan Iran ni khatlai chon thlai ma hian ti mi chu Iran lu tai big in springly dan tha lai ti zong a khan a chok mat ti se ma chen meeting an to a hoi dang e an tha lai ti zong ka chok pe ama he au anti pe ma ka a chok pe ti ka an khro har mi chu Iran ni zeirong ada lu tai bil ti an ti di e menung somruk le pli an ti a ma mi pa hi anun ko ha arwang umlai Israel tolhan zi salai ti se Israel tolhan zi salai ti se la ma pol kha ke kharo har thel tam pi chu asiwi chu ma za chen Israel tolhan zi kan ti to mina te zai ba khoi ka an umpo zong a ka te Israel chu ando ti kha se ma be ti ka ma pa kha sila selo chu ka phiang we lo Trump ne ti mi chu oil zina na gas price chu tu he chukbling in azuang ti se chu ma ka si chukbling azuang e Iran kan ka mi dei na rem na kan sar he chu te oil gas ka phew tum ti ko chu he atum ma ka oil chu atu he 15% and 90 pia as a so pang som ko le pang ala pia som be period ma kha awun chok se ma e atu liu a thil pakhat aw mi cho nuclear cell na kong le nuclear chung a in aw mi kong kha kam pi lai te Donald Trump ni in chung I khar khop men in gai khar khop me in chung a bia kan ron halai I te Iran I midnight hamburg in kan ka mi zan tim e sobul kan ka min ha kha ma pol kha US le Israel thiam sang por hani an lu an ho lai อันเช็คดีนั่นไอ้มาค่ะอดีลากันเช็ดดีนั่นไอ้มาขัดยังค่ะกันกัลปีไลอิหร่านนี่เห็นใจติกมันนิวเคลียร์พาวเวอร์อันไหนดิ่งเสกเอาฉะนั้นสิกไฟกันที่มีเด็กการได้นักกันที่ระวังมีค่ะมาเตียงค่ะอโศชิมิจูซีที่เสียมาเตียงค่ะโศชิดิมิจูเสียจู่รงอาจารย์มาเตียงค่ะอากาศโคตรรุ่งเราอาจารย์ที่การได้นักแค่อาศิออกอาศิเราได้นักแค่โทษลินดังใจมันชอบปีไรเราที่ค่ะอาศิจนตุเลียวดีปาร์ตี้นี่เห็นทรัมป์ส่วนนักพุ่นอังกอทรัมป์ส่วนนักให้พุ่นอังกอเลย impeach กันตัวอะไรที่เจอตุเหียส่วนนักกันตัวอะไรที่เสียค่ะมาจงอาจารย์เนตูกองกับเจ้าตัวอะไร Vice President J.D. Vance และตุเหียเนตูปุ่นหาต้นนักนี่อะไรมาเฮอิหร่านก็ต้องนักนักต่างนักอันตัวมานักต่างนักอาจจะฮามูสค่ะจีนันลัมปิค่ะมาค่ะออนนักค่ะอันตัวอะไรมาอันตัวอะไรมาเทมปอนเบียร์นักอันตัวมีชงอากันตัวเฮกัลปีโจมาค่ะอาศิติค่ะ J.D. Vance นี่อาชิมิจุเซ่ใครก็มึงไงอะไร
Pick up and run. Seen various organs, the New York Times, CNN, others, pick up and run the original 10-point proposal based on little more than a random Yahoo in Iran submitting it to public access television in the country of Iran, and then them saying that somehow represents the negotiating position of the government. It's the equivalent of somebody in, let's say, a Democratic councilman in Boise, Idaho, saying something crazy, the local public access TV picking up that crazy statement, and then the New York Times running that as the position of the President of the United States. It doesn't.
Ma here, Iran is 10 point in ahal, just as the nuclear power, gong ha atelo. The media can make ha anchimizon te kan lang ternak to atomise. So le makha be iruan nang nain ha six fire tilimang mi jo apon tatak jo tatlang nak to mi jo nuclear power kasako. Ma nuclear power timi chunga di party ni nuclear power jo atua hen anai deng mangchang ti se. Anai deng mangchang ti se le khoi ka da amla kha chasumar ne chimisi chasumar ne chimisi le ma kong kan le ru na kha atu bin ha se. Media pon ha ni mad media pon ha ni hen li la ro kan an chimpen te ka kan ma pol kha le ru na an to ka se. CNN ni Donald Trump ngai thiam nak an to. Ma ngai thiam nak an to jo zero ngai thiam nak an to decision Donald Trump kha ro in ke ampu ro ti jo thiel atu mi kha adik lau ti kha si demo ma ka se le churong a chen CNN news ni ai tho Donald Trump jo zaiti asonga ka ngai thiam ko kampal ti ka se ma ka he kam zo la ti CNN ni ngai thiam hal na kha CNN pol ha ti CNN pol ha he li ro news chim tu so li ro news chim tu se le ma ka he zo lo CNN ni Donald Trump jo ngai thiam ha Trump ngai thiam kha hana zero Iran report pek na zahan sikfire tu na ko khame ma khan anli da ro anchim le chang ka Trump ni ta za ka choi tha lai nan li da na ro long te kha ati ma rong a chen atu chu CNN ni sorry bakse ka ngai thiap ko Trump chon ti ma kha ko CNN pol ha chu zai an chimpo zo kan Trump that na pa kham an chop ta du lo chu a chen na long ti an chim ti ga Donald Trump kha atu chu kampal tian thai ti ga ngai thiam na kha an to cho chen chaksu mar ne ti mi chu Trump ni Iran ke power plant vi ti ka tholai ati chulong selo atu hi atim to mi Iran nuclear deal ka tu ati sna belti en atua zaim hen to khomim tung lo chu zaim hen to khomim tung lo Trump chu atu aka long ar ho char zaim hen to khomim tung lo ti ka se chen maka le rul nang anti mi chu kha chati sia Joe Biden kumpi kumli atuan Obama chana kumpi kumri atuan zaital an to kho mi mo zaital an to kho mo mi mo chaksu mo Joe Biden ta Iran paisa zik ano kon halo mo chen Obama te zik ano kon halo mo Trump ni chu sobul da ko tu kon ha chu ti kha se ma por kha di party ne Trump an wa lo na kha ma kom lang tem se di party su te hel chunga tla ding long te kamala mi nu pon ha kha kamala mi pa pon ha chu te di tam por kha jo a lai malaka nan um te lai sina di party atam mi nu por kha hel ta nei ba ka chok baling ba ka building se ka se lo chu mang mang zaจะพบวิจิมนาพูดให้จงเฮ้เบตักกันนั่นรู้ตรงจูเจสนี่ดูตักสโลจีนันอัมโหคนนี้คอมเมนต์ที่คำสั่งจูเชลิเคอร์อัฐตุปะค่ะทองสุงอาโมอันอุมริโอเชลิเคอร์อัฐตุปะค่ะเต้ทองสุงอาอุมริแล้วตัวเฮเบียชานังในดิ่งเสร็จทารุกอามาขันทารุกค่ะอันทอนเปียกรีนะมาจากเสร็จปะก็จงบารองจงเฮอัฐาวจังมาอัตราส่งที่มิสิกเทโลข้าเสียโลกันตรงชั้นกันหงชั้นอะไรยูทูบเลยข้ากันหาเขาแต่งเข้มบางจากสกุลข้าบ๊ายบายริวโล